Aloha, sweet, beautiful beings. Thank you for joining me this evening. My name is Katsura Balanza, and before we begin, I would love to take a breath together, centering, grounding, connecting with all that is. Put my notes down. And with that breath, the image that I received was an expanding field. And so, just a beautiful reminder to do the work in creating a healthy, strong, energetic field. Smooth flowing motion between the heart and mind. And one of these days, I'll share a meditation for connecting the heart and mind. Today, though, I am inspired to share upon this great cleansing and clearing that we are a part of collectively. And this might show up in a different plethora of ways. It might show up as consistent questioning of your path and wondering if you're on the path, on the right path. It might show up as going through deep heaviness and darkness, going into the void, major shifts, life changes. And so what I want to share are a little bit of some of the processes that occur and what, from personal experience, believe are some of the main facets to this deeper connection, this deeper creating of our own personal heaven on earth, our paradise. And so, speaking of connection, that first element, that first step is how we view our external world, how we see that connection to our internal world, and if we are creating judgments of what is out on in our vision, in our sight, what we see first up, then that has one of a couple things that's offering us. That's one is a reevaluation of where we are putting ourselves in, the situations we're putting ourselves, what kind of news we're feeding ourselves with. While yes, there are so many things in existence, what we feed ourselves with is what we are going to develop into and beliefs we're going to create about our life, about our existence. And so just really be aware of where you are in every moment and what your experience and feelings of that are. And then, of course, if we're creating judgments, it's also an internal, like something inside of us is being reflected and being shared and seen. And we can either choose to continue on that path with this reflection and work through that, or recognize that that's not for us and walk around a different path. And in that connection, as the path we choose, taking the path that is leading us to deeper, full self-realization that is more in alignment with who we truly are, What is that? That is when we are in our greatest joy, when we are feeling liberated, when we feel that connection to those around us. That is us in our true self. And so, ways that help us come into more truly coming in alignment with ourself is one, doing the inner work, that helps us to understand better our divine masculine, understand better our divine feminine, and how we are presenting ourselves, the actions, the things we do, what we're building, what we're creating, that masculine, how are we moving forward in that, and what might be, the positives and what might be the negatives. How can we balance that out, lift one up, maybe bring one down, to find that balance point. And then our feminine, of course, what are the things we are nourishing? How are we receiving love? How are we receiving the companionship, connection of others? And really allowing those two to come together in a union. And I want to add with the connection piece and, the union, the divine union, that is an aspect of the connection. They're all interrelated. And in that connection piece, I want to really add the importance of how we connect with the earth, the animals and plants, and how we speak to the earth, speak to one another, speak to ourself, our inner dialogue. Remembering that all that we see outside of ourselves is an aspect of self, and we are love. I don't think we can say that, remember that too much. And so, through our connecting, through our deeper full embodiment and merging the pieces of self, the masculine, the feminine, we can begin the process into really tapping into our creative powers, our manifestation, our sexual energy, that sensual delight, really taking in the full joy and spectrum, the pleasures of life, and standing in our power, in our joy, grounded and uplifted. Now, I would like to speak to, I wrote this out in a blog, you can check that out there. I would like to speak to if you are feeling called to be a guide on this path and what that looks like, and whether it's something you want to make your main thing, or you just notice like this just naturally happens, so how can I be most of an assistance to others? And I feel like the biggest thing is really allowing people the room to walk the path on their own, allowing others to really see for themselves, planting the seeds with no expectations of how that flower, how that plant, how that fruit is going to grow. Plant the seed. You don't want to overwater it and give too much sharing of the value and the importance and why this and why that. Just give it a little bit of water, enough so that it's not forgotten about. And from an authentic place of heart sharing, authentic place of like what is true to you in a moment, not with any intention that it lead to this or lead to that, but because it is really truly what is being felt inside and wants to be shared. And then allowing those around to, from there, tap into their own personal source, their own personal awareness and wisdom, and so that they can walk the path on their own. And you can offer that support and guidance as it's asked for and as it wishes to be received, but it is not your responsibility to do the healing of others. It is your responsibility to do your inner work, and through that be a solid presence, a guide for others to do their work. And so keep doing the work, planting the seeds, tending to the garden. And I will continue to do my work and share, and share as much as you feel inspired. Thank you. Deep gratitude to you, to all that is. May you walk with ease and grace on your divine path of purpose. Every step, each breath, fully in alignment. Thank you.